Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome back to another installment of Ryman's Bizarre Adventures in Katawa Shoujo. With you, as always, is I, Ryan, aka Ryman. Oh, that's right. Okay, we had a date, and then we went to bed, and we woke up, and there's a girl in our bed. Wow, did I really play this last time on the first? Holy shit! Holy shit, there's a girl in our bed! Her graceful demeanor persists even while she's asleep. Not me. I don't know if I said this the last time, but when I sleep, people have said I'm the scariest fucking thing around. My face somehow gets even angrier. And I start speaking and I start talking in my sleep, and on rare occasions I apparently have been told I sleepwalk. It's very upsetting to a lot of people to see a very angry looking creature stumbling around in the dark. Her perfectly measured breathing and gentle face making it impossible to tell whether she's awake or truly sleeping. Poke her in the eye, we'll find out right now. Giving in to temptation, I delicately run my fingertips over her hand. Her skin is soft to the touch, as it always has been, yet warm even in the cold night. It's at times like this, silently appreciating each other's presence, that I feel we're closest. My fingers stop at her wrist, and I bring my hand back down to the bed beside me. I'm not entirely sure why, but as we become even closer to each other, it felt as if something grew between us. I'm not entirely sure what it is, nor whether it existed before we'd fallen in love. Everything is moving so fast, I know. It's like you just met, then you fucked in a bathtub, and now you're sleeping in the same bed. Anyway, I don't mind it at all, but it feels unlike Lily to be pushing things this much. So are we in our dorm? Because what's going to happen if we both exit and Kenji's there? Is there going to be a firefight? Or is Kenji already aware and he's just going to come stampeding through the wall? This game's not going to go that exciting route. Anyways. Thankfully, there aren't any students milling around in the hallways at this hour of the morning. There's only ever one person in this frickin' hallway besides you, Hisao. And right now he's so blind I don't think he can find the doorknob to leave his room. At least I'd be interrogated on why I'm carrying 2 plates of breakfast to my room while dressed in obviously hastily donned. Who the fuck would care? Is it just me? Is it a Japanese thing? 'Cause if I saw that, I wouldn't care. I would be thinking either A, they're really hungry, B, they just really like breakfast, which is me, or C, there's someone else in the room. I don't fucking care who it is. Who fucking cares in this world? I already read that. Okay, moving on. I'm overthinking the simplest things, and it's a problem. That isn't to say things like this never happen, of course. A single security guard patrolling between 2 sets of bedrooms situated right next to each other is a very small force compared to adolescent hormones. Come to think of it, the fact that it's Monday morning probably helps. I'm not really sure why, but Mondays seem to bother me less than they do. Okay, you're just a freak of nature. I'm my angriest on Monday mornings. It takes a little creative use of my hands and elbow, but I eventually managed to work the door to my dormitory room open. I just used my foot. Stepping inside, I see Lily just getting up from bed and entirely rubbing her eyes. She looks a mess. Just like most other times I've seen her soon after she wakes, she really isn't a morning person. It's something we both have in common. And my God, I think Lily and I are in competition with each other for who has the palest legs! Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. She groggily shakes her head. The morning light illuminating her makes for a very pleasant sight. It's okay. I needed to get up anyway. What time is it? Why don't you just look at the... We're going to move on and forget that I forgot she's blind! I put my... That would be me. That would be me in a relationship with a blind girl saying, Ryan, what time is it? It's time for you to get a watch. Spoiler for your birthday, I got you a watch. I put my plate down on my desk and turned the clock around to check the time. Still early. Don't worry. There's plenty of time left before school. I'm a goddamn idiot. She sits on the side of the bed and begins to sniff the air. As she does so, I quickly move her plate away and put on the desk beside mine. Yes, I got us some breakfast. Shower and clothes come first, though. Oh, okay, this is happening. She stands still for a moment with her chin pointed slightly out. I gladly acquiesce and press my lips to hers, severing the soft feeling before breaking off. Oh, okay. I was led to believe that she lunged out at me for a kiss. And that could have ended badly if that was the case. The last person who lunged themselves at me accidentally got choked. With a small, sweet smile, apparently quite satisfied, she slowly makes her way to the showers. I stretch to try and wake myself up a little more, briefly looking at the steaming dish on the desk. Rice, fish, miso soup, and some That's your fucking breakfast? A standard breakfast for a somewhat unusual day. Where are the eggs? Where's the sausage? Where's the bacon? Get some Cinnamon Toast Crunch up in this bitch! Ugh, I am greatly disappointed by Hasao every day. I grab the bottles from my desk and start taking my daily regimen of pills. Sometimes I wonder what these things are even good for. They're good for keeping you alive, Hisao! Let's go back a few episodes to when you nearly fucking died on the countryside road. Given all the troubles I've had since the initial accident, I can't even say that it doesn't hurt to take them, considering the side effects so far. Well, whatever. Doctor's orders are that I have to take them, and rationality suggests that I'd be well served to trust his judgment over mine. You completely forgot the episode where you nearly fucking died from walking. It doesn't take long for the noise of the shower to cease. The quick one apparently being fine for Lily given the way to follow the fucking phone. We're really trusting that no one else on this entire floor is up early enough and deciding to either use the shower or just take a piss or just pop a few zits in the goddamn mirror. Whoa! Taking a fucking roll of the dice on this one. Emerging from the bathroom, she looks significantly more awake. having had the chance to collect herself. I want a side, so I want an alternate path where Kenji decides to fucking walk in, thinking it's Hisao in the shower, and Lily thinking it's Hisao walking in. Fuck, I should have been on the writing team. But then again, if I was on the writing team for this game, I probably would have ended up hating a lot of people, because that's what I heard happened to the development team of this game, by the way. I heard they made this masterpiece. I'm not being sarcastic, I really do enjoy this game. It's fucking gorgeous. But apparently, they all grew to hate each other. At least that's what I heard. Without a word, I gently take her hand in mine and guide her to my desk. Considering I don't have a table in my room as she does, it'll have to do. Thank you, Hisao. What did you prepare for breakfast? Food. Just rice and some vegetables. Something fast. Her face lights up at the revelation. That's quite a breakfast. This is normal for you? What's normal for you? Lobster? Now she's just being nice. I have little doubt, considering her past, that this isn't exactly a high-class meal by her standards. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's why I decided to fuck it up with vegetables. That's my belief, anyway. From what others I've talked to have said, I might be in the minority. I take a seat on the side of the bed and begin eating together with Lily. Her chopsticks lightly tapping out the outlines of the vegetables, just as I had noticed her doing during our date. This is quite nice, Hisao. I've no idea you could cook this well. I don't think Hisao made them. I don't... Then again, maybe he did. This time she's much more genuine. I can tell that much. That said, cooking really isn't anything special after all. Says you, I still burn everything. That's why I stopped trying. After a bit of practice, it's pretty easy to make a simple dish. Most of the credit goes to modern technology. Still, after years of cooking for myself, I should hope so. I got bored of eating instant noodles and ordering pizza every time my parents were both working, so I taught myself how to make a few meals. I'm still trying to get that knack of it, though. You'll make a good wife someday, Hisao. Yes, I am giving the slow clap. If you're wearing a hat right now, take it off in front of a fucking legend. Because you will never see this again, folks. This is the rarer than a unicorn blind person burn. Oh. Oh. Lily just made Hisao her bitch. And you know what, Hisao? Figuring that every time you two have slept together, she was the one on top? Every time? I think she has a point. Ooh, boy. I take a grain of rice and place it on my thumb before carefully taking aim and giving a good flick. Fuck that, you chuck the bowl at her face at this point. Lily jumps a little as it hits her cheek, right on target. I can't help chuckling a little at her expense as she lowers her brow and tries her best to assume a harsh and serious expression. Oh, that's right. What is it? Did you have any problem sleeping last night? You seemed restless. So she was awake back then. Or at least partly so. Whether it was my heart or a nightmare caused by the side effects of my medicine, the last thing I want is for her to be worrying about me even more. Even before my... laughing at something else. My mind's wandering again. I'm sorry. Even before my relationship with Lily, I felt my body was a drag on everything I did. My body is my burden alone. So long as I'm with her, I'll continue to act as normally as possible. No, not particularly. Is that so? That's good, then. Luckily, she seemed to take me at my word. Come to think of it, there's something else I wanted to ask. Oh? How should I put it? When you dream, do you see people and objects? I mean, I guess, yeah. Yes, actually a very good question now. When a blind person dreams, what's that like? Like a person who was born blind, you know? What's dreaming like for them? I'm not setting up for a joke. I feel like this is a serious question. Yes, of course. I feel more than a little sheepish for that slip of the tongue. However earnest it may be, Lily looks unperturbed, though. But you don't taste, feel, nor smell things? I moved to answer, but found myself stuck before thinking about it. The more I mull it over, the more I realize that her hypothesis is correct. That's true, I guess. I never looked at it that way. Are you saying that you do? For the most part, I only hear in dreams. But yes, sometimes I touch and smell things as well. That's actually kind of interesting. I wonder if that really fucks them up, though, in some ways. Like, how can you tell if what's a dream and what's not at some points? I'm just asking, since Akira thought it was very strange that I did when I brought it up with her. If you don't either, then maybe it's due to my blindness. That would make sense. You rely on your other senses more than me, more than I. So maybe that affects your dreams as well. The wonders of the human body, I guess. For the rest of the time before school, we quietly eat our hearty breakfast in front of us. Excuse me, exchanging a few small pieces of small talk as we do. A quick peek out the door assures nobody's looking directly at the entrance for the boys' dormitories, so we walk out with the path clear. Ah, the weather's good today. I stretch as Lily and I make our way outside, the bright morning sun's beaming down on us. Listening to the music. By now, a few students can be seen doing the same, making their way to the main school building either from the dorms or through the main gate. It does feel nice and warm. Our hands linked and her cane tapping the ground, we begin in earnest our trip to the school building and join the chattering throngs of students around us. This would be the last day of exams, no? Yeah. How are you doing in them? You have to ask one of the smartest people in fucking school. Fairly well, all things considered. You seem a bit stressed by them, though. Isn't that obvious? Is that obvious, huh? I don't think it's just the exams, though. A lot of stuff's been happening in a short amount of time, and I'm not doing that well on the humanities subject. You're doing well in science, though, aren't you? Well, it would be hard not to do well in science for me. Come to think of it, didn't you say before that you weren't very good at science and maths? She suddenly looks very sheepish, my remark no doubt hitting home. Lily's sense of pride really can be a double-edged sword. Well, aside from that, have you ever given thought to what you might do with that ability? Seems a pity to waste it. A bit, mostly at Matu's prompting. In any case, I'll probably end up doing science as a career in some form. That's good to hear, Hisao. Why did the screen shake? As we enter the gardens, I suddenly receive an unsolicited pat on the back. Akira? The green-dressed culprit dances around to meet me. Green dress, and a rough, harsh pat on the back. Ray? Am I remembering that right? Evidently not paying any heed to... Oh! Well, haven't seen this one in a while. Hey, man. Hey, man, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. Kenji can't see anything. Wait, how did he know it was me if he can't see? Hey, just been busy lately with the exams and stuff. Exams, schmams. A true Renaissance man needs no study to excel in such things. Kenji does strike me as the kind of person that does well in school, even if he has a horrid attendance record and poor work ethic, so I have little reason to doubt his ability. To be honest, I'm a little envious of him. Between studying for exams and my time with Lily, I've had practically no time to myself. Maybe this is a bit like how Yuko feels. Good morning, Satao. It's good to hear you're doing well. It feels highly odd to see Lily speaking so formally. She's come to address me more casually over the months, though I have seen her speak more formally to classmates from time to time as well. Some people never change, I guess. Not that I say her calm and polite manner is a bad thing. It was one of the reasons I like being around her to begin with, after all. Kenji seems to take a moment to work out who's beside me, and probably hasn't noticed us holding hands either. I wonder if those glasses of his actually do anything. Oh, hey Lily. Good luck on your exams too. This is going quite nice, actually. Oh, nope, never mind then. The frown's shown. I'll see you after school then, man. The slight edge to his voice makes me think those words are meant to be an imperative rather than a casual farewell. I guess I'll have to smooth things over later. Sure, see ya. Kenji nods curtly. He moves to pass by. No, it's late, Ryan, but you can get through a simple fucking sentence. He moves to pass by us, but he's too busy glaring in Lily's general direction to take notice of her cane. Before I can try to react and save the situation, Kenji trips and reflectively reaches out for a handhold. Unfortunately, said handhold turns out to be Lily's arm. Well, this has turned into a kerfuffle. I would title this episode The Kerfuffle, but I don't know how to spell kerfuffle. So I'll think of something stupid to call it instead. Wow! Both fall to the ground in a sprawling heap, with me left feeling rather helpless. Holy fuck! Are you two okay? Kenji quickly rises back up, seemingly unfazed by the accident. No problem, man, no problem. This is nothing. My body can take much worse abuse. I don't think about that. Lily lies face down on the grass. She doesn't look hurt by the incident, more startled than anything. I move closer, offer her my help. Are you alright, Lily? Hey, Sato. Kenji offers her a hand, tentatively touching hers to let her know what he's doing. He says some obvious things sometimes, but I do think he may be genuinely a good person at heart. I imagine he feels pretty bad about this. To his surprise and mine, though, Lily pounds on the ground with her fist without warning. Damn it! Kenji freezes, entirely caught by surprise at her outburst. I'm just as shocked. She's never acted like this before. Not even around Shizune. Oh. Seemingly only now remembering that there are people around her, Lily slowly climbs to her feet. Her face as she does so. Her face as she does so makes me retreat a little. Made me retreat a little, even before I read that sentence. I only catch a glimpse of her expression before she turns away. But it's not something I'll forget soon. She's shown plenty of annoyance during her clashes with Shizune, but this flash of anger was something else. There's no way that this is just about this petty incident. She pauses for a moment before sighing and walking on ahead. I really don't know what to make of this. Kenji, I think we're going to have to ask you to save this situation. I'll, talk to you later, dude. See you. Yeah, see ya. Kenji scratches the back of his head, trying to find something to say, then shrugs and walks away, giving us a wide berth. I quickly catch up to Lily. She turns her head a little to acknowledge my presence, but nothing else. I should probably scold her for lashing out like that, but I also don't want to get into a shouting match with her. She's still very obviously annoyed. This is also that's also gonna be real with you, Sal. It's probably the smartest decision you've ever made so far in this entire playthrough to this point. I'm talking both all of this season 2 and all of season 1. Your girl is mad. You stay away. You keep your mouth shut and you just keep walking. In the end, I keep my mouth shut and wait for her to cool off. I remind me of that small little gif you can find online of some massive forest fire going off way in the background on the mountain. It's just this dude like miles away holding up a little tiny squirt gun going cheek 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 cheek. That is the sound right now, like just staying away from that. After a quiet walk in, we eventually reach the top of the 3rd floor stairs and the junction where we part every day. I turn to Lily before she leaves. While I do like the comfortable and warm silences we usually share, this was anything but. I don't want to leave things like this. You seem quieter than usual recently. Is anything wrong? She shakes her head almost automatically, as if to dispel any notion that I need to worry about her. Girl, I feel like I've been pretty frickin' open and honest with you so far. Come on, don't do the chick thing. Don't do the chick thing where you say everything's fine and everything is not fine. She's doing the chick thing where she's saying everything's fine and they're not fine. You just want to. She's doing that thing where it's like, saying, you just want to tell everyone that it's fine, but it's not fine. It's not fine. That's what I'm naming this episode. It is not fine. It's just the exams taking their toll. I'll be fine. I don't think that's the reason. I very nearly say so, but decide against it. Hisao, keep rolling it in with the good decisions. I'm not being sarcastic with that. There's no point in trying to draw it out of her if she doesn't want to tell me, especially when she's in a foul mood like this. If you're sure, I'll see you later then. As I turn down the hall to go to my classroom, Lily's soft voice rings out from behind me. Hisao, yeah? Ellipses. I'm sorry. With that, Lily makes off down the hallway to her own classroom, her hands skating along the metal railings. I stand still and watch her until she turns into her classroom and out of sight, before going to my own class with a fair measure of reluctance. As usual, I'm early. Matao is fiddling with folders and papers on his desk as he prepares for the day, while a handful of students mill about, chatting away. While my feelings about Lily haven't dissipated, far from it, her mention of my exam performance did remind me that I have my own life's journey to attend to. After thinking about it, I have realized that I do generally want to pursue science in some form as a career, rather than simply being the path of least resistance. Until now, though, I didn't have much of an idea of where in the field I wanted to go. Just science is a pretty broad category of jobs. Something Lily mentioned earlier focused my thoughts. Something I only oddly pondered about before, but not seriously considering following the specific path. I walk up to Mato's desk, his attention too focused on preparing for the day's lessons to notice my approach. It's the same every day. Good morning. He looks up with an expression of mild surprise that's quickly replaced by his typical awkward smile. Good morning, Nakai. Can I help you? Do you mind if I ask you a question? He looks down at his messy pile of books on the desk, before putting down the papers in his hands and standing up with some difficulty to properly address me. So he's standing up with difficulty? He's hung over again. That's what I'm here for, after all. Ask away. I was just wondering, what would you say is the motivation behind teaching? Hisao, are you saying you're going to become a science teacher? He thinks on this question for a few moments before responding, evidently far from having a prepared answer. If you talk to 10 different teachers, I think you'll get 10 different answers to that question. While I can only speak for myself, I say that I teach because... He sinks into thought again, carefully assessing the way he wishes to present his idea. Think of it this way. I slowly turn into Jamaican merchant voice again. When you were a child, you probably played with sticks and pebbles in moving water such as a gutter of puddles, right? No. No, fuck this line. No, I didn't. I can honestly safely say I didn't. Well, it's not just when they're young for some, though it does take on another form. My point is, though, that when one is doing that, they're curious about how the water will flow or be changed. Everyone, even at that young age, possesses an intense wonderment about how the world around them works, even in the smallest forms. For those who are new to the series right now in this playthrough, this is completely fucking jarring having this voice. I still feel that sense of wonderment about the universe. Even just reading about new discoveries or classic experiments gives me a renewed sense of awe at how marvelous everything is. From the farthest stars to the smallest puddle. I just hope that I can give others even a small piece of that wonderment I feel. If I can do that, even if it's just for one person, I think I can be happy as a teacher. He scratches his head as he mentally reviews what he said. Probably should have done that before he spouted it out. I feel like I understand him better now, even if he's awkward around others. He does have a genuine want to be around them and offer them a piece of himself that he offer them a piece of himself that he values. What Lily told me yesterday rings in my ears. I think you get on well with others. Huh. She always did say I was unusually curious. He's going to become a fucking teacher. Sorry if that was a little meandering. Does it answer your question? It does, thank you. I also had another question, actually. Oh? What might that be? Do you have any college brochures or guides? It's about time I started getting some applications in. He nods and bends down to look inside his desk. As he does so, I notice that he is wearing a remarkably genuine smile. I don't think that I've ever really seen him act this natural around others. Perhaps this isn't Moto, the teacher, but rather Moto, the person. Yeah, if you need any more, feel free to ask. He hands me about half a dozen brochures and booklets of various colors and sizes, which I take eagerly. Yes, it will be this information in which I'll use to forge my own future. I think now, after all this time and all these trials, I can finally start to see the big picture of my life ahead of me. My body may be like this, but my mind is still very much able. I'm not handicapped, I'm handy-capable. And everything's starting to rhyme. Thank you! And that's how we end the chapter. I wasn't expecting this to keep going on this long. I'm genuinely shocked. You know what? I'm gonna give this a little bit more. Yeah, let's push it just a touch more. Why not? This is strange. That single thought has graced my mind a countless number of times since my life here began. It feels like an easy way to discard a troubling question, as I simply label it. What the fuck is appearing in the background? Oh, I'm looking at myself in tea. It's just simply labeling some. Or at least I hope that's tea. As if simply labeling something with those 3 words will make it go away, or at least not worth thinking about any further. My life before my heart attack feels more blurry every time I try to remember it, and my mind struggles to keep up with all the events suddenly happening around me since. I heard somewhere that this is what it feels like to be left stranded in a country with only the most basic understanding of the local language. Indeed, when I think about it, that seems a marvelously apt analogy for what's happened to me. But such situations also supposed to make you very capable in that language very fast, as you're forced to learn it in order to survive. Put another way, the situation becomes sink or swim. I wonder if I've really managed to swim after all this time. The exams are stressing me out a lot, even though they're finally coming to an end. But I have remained in Mato's favor, and I have some sort of direction for my future now. But I keep using that stupid, meaningless phrase. This is strange. Maybe I'll just name the episode that. The quest for an episode title. It really is amazing how fast one comes to accept being surrounded by people with sometimes incredibly jarring disabilities and conditions. So much so that I really wonder why I feel like so much like a foreigner. It certainly isn't for the lack of socialization or friends. Socialization or friends. I mumbled my way through that word. I've come to know most of my classmates on first-name terms. Not that I ever got to see most of those interactions. And know a few others around the school, whether they're missing an arm or a leg. The students here are just like anyone else of their age. I can navigate the halls that I once lost myself in with an ease I've not expected to have. Thanks to the school's zoological layout, I can engage my teachers in comfortable discussion. I swirl around gently in the tea in my cup, the reflected image of my face becoming distorted by the moving liquid. God, Sal, you look fucking depressed. You also need a haircut. If your hair gets any longer, man, someone's going to have to buy you a set of boobs. This is strange. I used to hate drinking tea. Maybe I'm thinking too much. That right there, another God damn, bringing it right back to how Hisao and I are fucking linked, man. We're thinking too much about this shit. Like right now, what I'm thinking of Don. Sitting either at his desk or sitting in bed, listening. Not watching the video, listening. Because that's what he said he does. He listens to the videos. As it gently caresses him to sleep. I don't know why I have turned into an ASMR for him, but apparently that's what happens. And I'm thinking of that, and how sometimes he will come in to comment. He'll come onto the YouTube page and he'll comment on the video. Because as he's sitting there, slowly falling asleep, gently losing consciousness, apparently I will say something so stupid that it wakes him up, and he has to call it out. Like right now, he's probably doing that. He's just like there, about to fall asleep. Just gonna listen to this whole fucking pointless rant. He's like, wait a minute. Just angrily smacks his lips and just starts typing away. Ryan, you're a fucking idiot. Anyway, the familiar sound of china rattling from the teacup touching the accompanying saucer rings out. Is something the matter? Don't worry, it's nothing. Oh, hey, Hanako! What are you doing here, girl? Oh, we're in Lily's room. That would explain it. I take a long sip of the tea in front of me, as the girls do. Just whiling away the time in Lily's room, sipping tea with her and Hanako. It feels familiar. Almost nostalgic. So how's your work in the newspaper club going, Hanako? I want to know, too. It sounds like it would be quite interesting. Hanako's face turns down at the attention placed upon her, though her smile belies the fact that she generally likes being the center of interest for the two of us. It's good. I think I'm getting better at it. Naomi, I hope I got that fucking name right, and a couple of her friends handle most of the jobs, getting stories and stuff. I just do the computer things, like putting the stories together and getting it printed. It's nice, since I can sit and concentrate. I want to imagine Hanako working up the courage to be the one going out for the stories. Hanako Action News. I see Lily's low-tech nature isn't shared by Hanako. While sitting in a room, compiling other people's newspaper articles into documents doesn't strike me as an overly outgoing. It is heartening to see her widening her circle of friends. Baby steps, I guess. It's probably a bit much to be expecting her to become a socialite like Lily. How are you finding Naomi? I've heard she can be quite troublesome at times. And Lily goes into her mothering mode over Hanako. Letting go of her is something she's had to learn. Hanako scratches her cheek, thinking on an answer. Naomi's nice. She's a bit loud sometimes, and a bit tiring. But she's really helpful. Her friends are nice, too. That's wonderful to hear, Hanako. I'm glad you found a source of such enjoyment. Lily's smile is warm and genuine, but I can sense a touch of wistfulness to it as well. Hanako seems to miss that entirely, but I don't think for a second that I'm imagining it. I suppose it's because I've slowly come to pay more and more attention to everything going on around me. With things seemingly happening faster and faster, it feels like I'll miss something if I'm not as observant as possible. With the exams, my newfound love life, trying to fit in some studying regarding my options for college and university, and my heart condition applying the brakes on everything at irritatingly random times, my brain's been in overdrive recently. Not mine! It makes me appreciate the rare quiet times such as these. I guess this is why Lily comes to appreciate her weekly walks to the convenience store and her tea parties with Hanako. Despite her like of being surrounded by others, they gave her a moment of peace in a chaotic and busy life. Thank God the exams are over, eh? The comment draws an earnest chuckle from both of the girls. It seems like everybody's been a lot happier since the exams ended last week. I would still be a wreck. I would be in the fetal position in the fucking corner of the room, because then I'd be stressing out over the grades of said exams. So what are you doing for the summer holidays, Hanako? I quickly count the days in my head. Today's Monday, and school finishes on Saturday. 5 days to go, after all. I was thinking of traveling just around a bit. There's a lot of places I want to see, and I think I've have enough money to pay for the bus and train rides. Naomi and one of the other girls in the newspaper club said they might come along too. Her look indicates she's given the matter quite a lot of thought. I'm kind of surprised that she's contemplating something like this. It seems she's really become intent on striking out on her own. Is there anywhere in particular you're thinking of going? I was thinking that Kyoto sounds nice. I think I'll try to go to a few places, though. Suicide Forest! Lily nods in approval, happy with Hanako's plans. While I cast my eyes at Lily, I refrain from asking her the same question. She's been evasive with her plans for the future for a long time now, but I never seem to get a good time to broach the subject alone with her. Every time it comes up in conversation, it feels like she's either unsure of herself or simply dodging the question. It's troubling. Be sure to call sometime while you're out and about. I gave you my number before, right? Hanako gives a quick nod, a happy smile on her face. It's strange to see how happy people seem to become when they have a goal to work towards. Yoko seems to brighten whenever her university aspirations are brought up, and now Hanako is just the same. So why do I still feel this uncertainty? And why Lily too? Relationships seem to be irritatingly troublesome sometimes. What time is it? It's time for you to get a watch! Boom! It's also time to probably end this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had any enjoyment whatsoever, watching / listening to me fumble my way through Katawa Shoujo. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Say hi to Don, who's probably also listening in on this, before he angrily types in his comments. Follow the Facebook page to keep up with all the news and the content of what's going on. And why not also hunt down and hop on the Ryman Gaming Discord channel? It's gonna be full of a bunch of strange, like-minded, deranged individuals, but most of us are harmless. I'm not gonna tell you which ones will probably give trouble. But in any case, until next time, guys, stay awesome out there. Adios.